Welcome, everybody, to another episode of What's Up, Fandom. My name is Josh, and today I am joined by a special guest. I have Brian Mendelssohn. How's it going, Brian?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, not bad at all. And we're here to talk about you've got a contest going on, the Sweded Film Festival for Creative Recreations. That's a mouthful. Like, I'm just gonna go the Sweded from now on. I hope that's okay.
That's fine.
So Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself and Sweded and Row House.
Yeah, sure. My name is Brian, and I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I started a movie theater 6 years ago, and out of love of movies. And the platform of the theater is really different than a typical movie theater, where we see ourselves as a cultural center for people who love cinema. I wouldn't say we're a repertory house. We do new releases, we do things like that, but we've always been focused on just loving movies. And this idea came up a couple years ago when we just started making our own movie trailers with our staff as the actors, really quick and things like that, just to be fun. And then someone quickly pointed out that, hey, that's like that movie Be Kind, Rewind, where they had to remake all these movies in Swedish style, and that's where the name Sweded comes from. So we decided to, in Pittsburgh, host a contest of who can make the best Sweded movie, and it's been so much fun. We've done that for 3 years. This is the fourth year, and because of COVID, we're like, you know what? Everything's virtual. We could do this nationally. So we've taken the same platform and really brought it across the country. So other people could have the fun that we have out here in Pittsburgh.
Nice. But before we really kind of delve more into the Sweded, let's talk about you. So you started Row House, like a movie theater for cinephiles.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite movie?
Princess Bride.
Really, Princess Bride?
No doubt.
Oh man, are you I didn't know that you were a 15-year-old on like a choir trip on a bus, man.
Listen, did I just watch the Princess Switch on Netflix? Yes, I did. Anything with the word princess in it, I'm gonna like it. It's a guarantee.
Nice. Okay, so outside of Princess Bride, like, well, let's go top five. What are the top five? Well,
Okay.
We know number one.
I love Japanese samurai films from the 1960s. So that's like
Like
a genre.
Seven and all those fun.
Seven Samurai.
Everybody
Sure.
loves Seven Samurai.
Yeah, Rashomon. I mean, technically from the 50s, but like Yojimbo is probably one of my favorites. Hidden Fortress, things like that. But there's just so many of them. I just love Japanese samurai movies. And then I'm on a Michael Cain kick right now. So I'm literally watching every single one of his films, and he has 130 of them. So it's going to take a while, but I'm on like number 30 right now. So I usually do that, like pick an actor and just dive into that actor's performance. So I definitely have like come up with the top five. It depends on the moment, but historically I would say Clockwork Orange, Seven Samurai, Hidden Fortress. Would I say Brazil? Adventures of Baron Munchausen, probably more over Brazil. Some Terry Gilliam's probably in there.
Man, like speaking of Michael Caine, like I just watched A Bridge Too Far, maybe last week, I think.
Yeah.
I did not remember that movie was that long. Like that is a 3 hour
an epic
movie.
Yeah.
Like I thought The Longest Day was a long movie, but that's like maybe 2 hours. And then because I was like, oh, The Longest Day is the longest movie. So that's it's going to be crazy. So I was putting that one off on the back burner. So I was like, I'll do A Bridge Too Far first. Put that on. I was like, oh my gosh, this movie just kept going. Yeah, it's a good movie.
The bridge was far. I mean, it took a while. It took a long.
I mean, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was that'll be a fun one. Have you gotten to that one yet?
Bridge Too Far. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, and then I just watched Sleuth last night, which is some really odd Michael Caine comedy. It was quite entertaining.
Was Michael Caine in Zulu?
Yes, I haven't seen that yet. That's actually That's coming up real
Nice.
soon.
I love Zulu.
Okay.
Zulu, I believe, has a Guinness World Record for most extras. I
Really?
think it's Zulu.
Okay. That's awesome.
Or they have they made it was a record for either most extras or most perceived extras, because like there's a part where they just basically get a whole bunch of like mannequins pretty much,
Mm.
because like we have to have show like 1 million people, and so like maybe mannequins or scarecrows, because
Pre-computer animation. Yeah.
yeah, like it this is the 60s and we don't have a lot of stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
number 5, Hudsucker Proxy.
that's
Coen Brothers.
okay.
Coen Brothers film. I just popped in my head. Number 5 on my top 5.
Oh man, see, you go way classic. Like I'm,
Is that a way classic?
I'm just going like some of the other ones. Like I'm just like, man, you go way classic. I'm over here like, I like Jurassic Park, and
Yeah. I like
um,
showing Jurassic Park because people come to my movie theater, which
yeah.
allows me to show odd films like Zulu, where
Oh,
no one
dude,
goes.
if you ever, once everything is open again and people can fly safely, let me
Mhm.
know when you're doing Zulu. I would love to come and watch Zulu like on the big screen. I've only
Mhm.
ever seen it on, I have an old DVD copy of Zulu. Like I've
Yeah,
only
yeah.
ever seen it on that. So I would love to watch Zulu on the big screen.
Yeah, we love doing it. We just did a Keanu Reeves festival right before the shutdown, and he made a movie in Pittsburgh called The Prince of Pennsylvania. I don't think it's ever been shown on any screen. We tried to find like the box office. And it was, I think it might have been straight to TV, but it was a relatively good movie. So we're like Pittsburgh's debut in Pittsburgh, Keanu Reeves, and everyone's confused, but it was from the 80s. It was good.
Did people think like Keanu Reeves was going to be in Pittsburgh?
Um,
You
so
should. Here's the thing. I'm sure if you would have reached out, just been like, "Hey, we're showing this,"
mhm.
maybe Keanu shows up.
So
I
Jeff
bet
Goldblum
Keanu's
did
would have
show
done
up
that.
one time. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum did do that once.
There you go.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. But
What
yeah,
did Jeff Goldblum show up for?
well, we have a Jeff Goldblum Day in Pittsburgh that we started a couple years ago.
Of
He's
course,
from Pittsburgh.
of course, Pittsburgh has a Jeff Goldblum day.
And he didn't come to our movie theater, unfortunately, because we do a secret Jeff Goldblum film. We don't tell anyone what the movie is. You just show up and you get to watch that movie. But he showed up for like the pre-show, which was at the tattoo shop next door. People getting tattoos. He wanted to see people getting tattoos of him on the people. That's what he came for.
What a weird thing.
People do. We did a Harry Potter festival, and people got Harry Potter. We had a tattoo artist doing Harry Potter tattoos, and all day, completely booked.
That's
Yeah,
that's crazy.
people
Um,
love movies.
oh man, people love movies. I mean, we have a
Mhm.
whole podcast about movies.
Yeah.
Go figure. Um, yeah, geez, that's crazy. I mean, like I'm from Shawnee, Oklahoma, but they don't have a
Mhm.
Brad Pitt day, so
Why not? I mean,
I don't know.
that seems foolish.
I should run for mayor,
Yeah,
and I'll go back to Shawnee, Oklahoma, and I'll run for mayor just so we could have a Brad Pitt day.
yeah. I mean, 12 Monkeys. I mean, there's so many good Brad Pitt movies that he'll show up.
I'm sure he's not
Mhm.
doing anything.
Nah, he's not busy.
He's wait, is he in Paris right now? Isn't he filming something in Paris right now?
I mean, he is my best friend, but I haven't kept up with him for
I
a
mean,
while.
that's why I asked. I figured, I mean, but I get it. The state of the world right now, sometimes people don't text back. Okay, so with the Sweded, you guys do like, so what? Like with your current contest, people are sending in, like, are they doing like, it's just like a scene, right? It's like a
No,
scene from, like, you want us to do the whole movie?
the whole movie in 3 to 5 minutes, compressed.
Because like I thought it was a scene, and I'm like, okay, because I was like, I'm gonna work on the, like, I want to do the producers, and like I have a friend, like my friend Charlie, she was in for it, like, yeah, well, let's do the producers, and so I was like, okay, well, let's find a scene for it. I didn't know I
Yeah.
had to do the whole movie.
Okay, so just a little bit of advice as someone who's seen a lot of these. You could do a scene and make that majority of the film, but put a bookend it with a little bit of the plot. So people, you got to think that not everyone's seen that movie, and so you got to make it entertaining for them, nonetheless.
Man,
So
that's gonna be hard.
yeah, this ain't easy. It's not.
No.
It sounds fun, but it's a challenge. That's why we give cash rewards, because we know people got to work hard for this.
Yeah, you made me have to rethink my entire submission now. Now I don't know if I want to do it.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
You
it just
got
there's
this.
so much, man.
You got this.
I was trying to stay away from, the Nazi elements
Yeah.
in the producers, but now
Well,
I'm like, I mean,
that will add confusion,
it
but I
will
think Springtime. What's the movie? Springtime Over Berlin?
Springtime for Hitler is one of the
Springtime for
famous
Hitler.
songs
Yeah, that's it.
that the wonderful John Barrowman sings. And I'm like, good for you, John Barrowman.
Yeah, it's a very Jewish film.
Very, very much so. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Just do a whole like bookend bit, which is Springtime for Hitler playing over. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe not in 2020. That may not work.
Yeah.
Aliens would be fun, or Alien probably
Alien.
maybe easier.
Yeah, someone actually did the Spaceballs. Did Spaceballs last year, and they did the Spaceballs making fun of Alien scene so perfectly, where the little thing comes out and starts dancing. Oh, it was brilliant.
Oh, that's great. Did they have John Hurt?
They didn't have anyone famous in it,
Oh,
just a couple dudes. Yeah, it was
that'd
pretty
been
good.
cool. It was John Hurt, wasn't it?
Who was in the original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Because I think he reprised his role in Spaceballs.
Did he?
I think because I think he dies in Alien, and I think he reprises his role in Spaceballs.
Just to do
and
that
does
one
the
scene.
Yeah, just ends. He goes, "Oh no, not again," and then just dies.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Yeah. I see. We're not gonna talk ages. But I don't know. It feels like all my stuff is like in these like this like late 70s into
Yeah, that's
maybe
good.
like 2010s. Like I haven't. I don't know. A
Got
lot
a
of
million
movies.
films.
I'm not like.
Well, what's your top 5 films, and what would you?
I'm a bad person. I like Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is always up there. I think my favorite movie of all time is still probably Starship Troopers. I think it is the perfect film.
Yeah.
Like,
I hated it at first until I understood it, and then I watched it again and loved it.
Yeah, like when you know that they're like, this movie does not take itself seriously.
Yeah.
All. And like go back and watch it now, and I'm like, I'm just watching like a old Blu-ray copy, and I'm like, wow, everything still holds up so well. Like the CG that they use, because like they use a lot of puppetry and everything, like animatronics and stuff like that, for a lot of like the close-up shots, and I'm like, it still looks really good. Like it still looks correct. It's not like a weird Lord of the Rings thing, because sometimes like the practical stuff in Lord of the Rings, awesome. Digital stuff in Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
I
We
don't
showed
know.
it. I think we showed it last summer, so you could have been in Pittsburgh, seen it on the big screen.
Man.
But Starship Troopers has never been done as a Swedish film. I haven't seen it, so it would take some creativity. But I think
I didn't even know where to begin there. It's like, can I find some bugs and squash them? It's like, how do I do?
Put a disclaimer: no animals were harmed in this making of this film.
I think well, which is great is I think they have one of those at the end of the movie, but it's like, no, you guys totally squashed, roaches. Like you straight up killed them, but it's okay. They're bugs. They don't matter. Oh man. Yeah. Starship Troopers. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, man. My tastes are terrible. Like I love that first Mummy movie too. I think that first Mummy movie is amazing.
Okay. Sure.
Oh geez. I would say Zulu, just because I love that stupid movie. It's so dumb. I don't know. Maybe Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Okay, that's a fun one.
It's fun. Yeah, I like fun movies. Because like I can't do horror. I can't do horror at all.
Yeah, I'm
Like
with you.
my friend mistakenly took me to actually no, he knew what he was doing. He took me to go see Paranormal Activity at like 10 p.m. and then dropped
That's
me back
mean.
off at my apartment alone. So I
Yeah.
was like, so I had to call one of my friends and stayed with him and slept with his cat and one of his crucifixes. So that's what I did because I can't do horror. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Weird also that I didn't, as a podcast that does a lot of animation, that I didn't use an animated film.
Yeah. What's up with
You know,
that?
you know. It's not the fandom. I don't know. It was a terrible segue. Yeah.
Has someone done anime? Absolutely, by the way. We've gotten several Totoros. We show a lot of anime at our theater, so we encourage it. But yeah, we get some anime Sweded submissions.
Is Totoro like the worst?
Anime
Like,
of all time?
I mean, maybe not anime of all time. Maybe like worst Ghibli. Because like I think it is. I think it's terrible.
It's adorable.
I've
I mean,
Totoro's the worst. Like he
what's
doesn't do anything in the entire movie.
what's the one with the fish? That's the one I was thinking of.
Ponyo.
Ponyo. Thank you.
Ponyo's also pretty boring.
Yeah, that's I'm kind of not the target age group, I think, for Ponyo.
Yeah, man. Well, that's interesting that there are people doing anime.
Oh yeah, I've seen it live. People doing live action recreations of anime. People doing sock puppet. I mean, we even got a sock puppet Lion King that was submitted a couple years ago. That was pretty good. Whoa.
I don't know. Someone's trying to back up on this terrible street. Okay. Okay, screw it. We'll just keep going. That's it. Sorry, it's very annoying. You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, we'll just cut this out. So I hate this place, man. This place is terrible.
The OC.
Yeah. So how does one do? Well, now I want to do like a sock puppet version of your name. Just have like two sock puppets go up and it's like passing each other on some stairs. Like now I want to do that.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you know, I haven't seen Dragon Slayer yet, but that's the new anime of choice.
What's Dragon Slayer?
That's the one that just passed your name of the best of the #1 movie in Japan.
Really? Oh my gosh, I haven't.
For technical difficulties, I think it's Dragon Slayer. It's out right now. It just passed Titanic. It's about to pass Spirit Away as the #1 movie of all time in Japan.
Oh dang!
It just came out a couple weeks ago.
Huh? Yeah, I have not heard of that at all. I mean, I've also not paid a lot of attention to the Japanese box office this year, just because I didn't think there was one.
Yeah, but yeah, it just passed your name as in the rankings.
Is it Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer, thank you.
Okay. So I know that's an anime and I know it's very popular. So, and you know how Japan is. There's like 30,000 anime movies that came out every single day, it seems like.
Yeah.
How many Conan movies are there? It's like 13 Conan movies.
Oh yeah. Attack from Titan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know.
Did you watch those live action Attack on Titan movies?
No.
Oh, bro. We made the mistake. Funimation got us on that one because like we bought tickets and I was like, okay, cool, but they made you buy part 1 and 2 at the same time.
Of course.
And so it was like, okay, yeah, we'll buy both. And then we watched it and then we couldn't get our money back for the second ticket, so we had to go see it. And it was bad.
Oh my god!
It was just bad, man. What's one of your favorite submissions that you've seen for the Sweded?
That's a good question. I would say there's this sock puppet Contact. I keep on talking about sock puppets, but the sock puppet Contact had emotion. It really got you. Like it wasn't funny. It was just good. which is most of the time these are just hilarious. Like our number one all time that we had was a Willy Wonka that was hilarious. It was weird and messed up and kind of brilliant, but this Contact was just like adorable and really got me in 3 minutes.
See, that's crazy. Like, I would have done a comedy version of Contact myself.
Yeah.
Been like, oh no, we blew up the sphere. It's okay. We've got another one. Be like, wait, this one of a kind $1 billion sphere. It's like, oh yeah, this dude made one in his backyard. And it's like, oh, okay. That was the weirdest part of that movie for me. I was like, forget the, her dad is they take, all that stuff. That's weird. But it's like, the most unbelievable aspect was, we've spent years making this thing, and it's the only one of its kind. And then it's like, oh no, it blew up. We got another one. So this other guy, totally unrelated to everything, built his own.
But he put a chair in it. What's up with that?
I know. He's like, we want you to be comfortable.
Yeah. So I would say my other favorite one, the same guys who made Spaceballs made Tommy Boy. It was the first year we did it, and it was so good. The production design of this was so good that they had computers from the 80s and TVs from the 80s, and we thought they made it when they were kids. It was some guy in his 50s, and he made it when he was like in his 20s when Tommy Boy came out. And it's like, no, they just they filmed it on VHS and put all the effort to make it look like the same time period from Tommy Boy, and it was great. We almost disqualified them. I had to call them up and ask. I'm like, this is too good.
That's some dedication right there. That's that's awesome, man. So if people wanted to watch these, how do people submit, and how do people watch these?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a website, rowhouse.online, which goes through the submission process and the rules. So the submission process is, you just submit it through this upload system that we have, and it gets to me. We go through and we pick the 20 best that we feel that will make a complete package. And then we have some celebrity guests that are going to pick the winners. So it will, what you'll be seeing is already a weeded out version of it, and then we'll put the winners in there as well. And then you could see it either in theaters or on virtual cinema, which is for theaters that aren't open yet. Like Row House, we do everything online through Row House Cinema. So it's different than like seeing it on Netflix. It's more personalized to the theater, and the theater gets half the ticket. So like the Frida Cinema out where you are, they're doing it through virtual cinema. So you would you buy a $10 ticket, and half that money actually goes to the Frida Cinema and supporting them. Because obviously times are tough for movie theaters.
Yeah.
So this acts both as a fundraiser for independent cinema, but also as something fun, and it's a way of helping Row House actually sustain ourselves, because we're struggling too.
I mean, yeah, that's super cool. Like I'm glad you told me about Frida, because like I had no idea that was a thing. So I'm definitely gonna check them out later, because it has been not fun going to movies. Because like I don't know about you, like I had a AMC pass and one of the Regal passes. Just because when I first moved out here, I lived in a place where there was no AMCs at all. And I came from Oklahoma, and there was one literally 5 minutes from me. So that's where I would just go all the time, usually on Sunday mornings, because nobody's there, and it's perfect. So like that's what I would usually do. But yeah, here it's just like there's nothing open, and it kind of sucks. Are you guys going to be doing Wonder Woman when it comes out?
No, so we generally avoid the big releases as a theater. We're single screen, so if we showed Wonder Woman, we'd be showing Wonder Woman for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks straight. It's just not fun.
I get that.
Yeah, I'd rather show like all the films leading up to Wonder Woman that inspired Wonder Woman at the same time. That's kind of more our style.
Nice. Yeah, I worked at in Shawnee. I worked at a sixplex,
Hmm.
and when we had a big movie, like I was there when episode 3 came out,
Hmm.
and 4 of our 6 screens were Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Like our 2 big ones, and then our second 2 big ones, and then I think we had like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy still in one, and then
that's cool.
I don't know what the other one was. Maybe in like Nanny McPhee or something. I don't know, but something that was still making money. But yeah, man, we had because that movie came out in April or May of 2008,
Hmm.
and we had that until like December. So
Oh yeah.
we had at least 2 theaters that still had episode 3 for the longest time, and it just ate everything. So with Row House, so you have a single screen. Are you
Hmm.
digital, or are you still, you know?
We're digital. I mean, we opened at the digital era. I know it's cool to see 35 millimeter retro cinema, but you know what? It costs $1,000 to ship a film
Yeah.
from the studio, and I would have to charge my patrons $30 a ticket, and that's not cool. So I'd rather just get the downloaded hard drive from the studio for $20 fee, and could charge a reasonable price for my ticket. So
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I
I
I get the
I
nostalgia, but
I was gonna ask because I was like, well, if I do ever come down there and you need a projectionist, I still remember how to do that. Like it has been ingrained in my mind. I can I had one of my best friends here. He was the manager at the movie theater. He flew down uh, this year, and we just had like a day. Um, and that episode comes out like near the end of December, I think. But we just talked about working at the movie theater and all the
yeah.
fun that we had and the crazy shenanigans that happened. And we spent maybe like 5 minutes just talking about the projectors and how we both remembered how to like like put everything through a brain, loop it through the projector, go
Hmm.
through, have it go to the other platter so it would spin correctly. Make sure that the sound bar is pointed up on the film, because I mean, if it's pointed at you, it could scratch, and you don't want that, so you want it pointed up. So stupid that nobody cares about anymore,
Yeah.
but it's something that we did so much of that it's just ingrained
Hmm.
into us. And like you had to have X amount of lead tape for your film, because it's like it's having to go from like this platter through this thing into the projector, down
Hmm.
through into another platter. And it's like, well, you have to have X amount of lead, because I mean, if you go straight into the trailer, then it's starting halfway through a trailer, and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So we would talk yeah, we talked the whole thing about having to build movies and like match everything, splice everything together perfectly. Those were the days, man. Those are the crazy days of yore.
Yeah, I missed it. For better or for worse, I'm not sure. I mean, the what I will say for digital though is it enables us to play. So the catalog is so much larger
Oh
digitally than
yeah.
it is 35 millimeters. So I don't know if you could find a 35 millimeter printed Zulu. It might be a little hard.
That's probably very, very difficult. You
And I'm
probably have a
sure when I
better
call, yeah, I'll call up the studio and be like, I want to show Zulu. They're like, wait, what? Do we have that film? And they'll look, oh my God,
uh
I never heard of this film. That's usually what happens anyway. So,
and I assume with digital, like I mean, yeah, you talked about, being able to, you know, just get everything really quickly. Um
mm,
so I guess you don't have to, sit there and take like 30 minutes making the movie and then have to watch said movie to make sure that you cut it together correctly. I guess you guys don't have to do that.
yeah, it's a lot simpler these days.
Oh man, dude, I don't know how many movies that like that's one of those like I don't know how many movies I've seen, just because all of those movies that we had to do, like there are movies that I've seen that I didn't want to see.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've seen so many things. Like I had to like we had to build 2 prints of Shark Boy and Lava Girl up. I had to watch both of them.
There's a lot of bad movies every year that come out, aren't there?
they're so bad. Like I watched Last Mimsy,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Mr. Popper's Penguins, just the ones that are coming to my mind that I'm just like, these were terrible. Like, oh God, it was that was a time in my life. Great times. Like I miss working at a movie theater. That was probably the best job that I've ever had.
Hmm.
Um, so I would assume maybe not owning a movie theater, best job ever had, but working at a movie theater, probably best job you ever had.
I can sling popcorn with the best of them. I do. I miss it so much. I love the interactivity with the customers, talking movies, them giving, and watching movies with people. It's just fun and learning. I like learning about movies and, you know, understanding it. And then I have a lot of great responsibility because I'm in charge of curating the theater. So, um, it's definitely a challenge I love.
Nice. Do you guys have like we had an issue with people stealing posters.
Mm.
Like, do you guys have a lot of like poster thefts or anything like that?
All our posters are digital. So
Oh man,
so in
everything.
yeah, in the theater though, in our hallway we have like a little museum of poster art. So all people who've made fan art or foreign posters, very unusual versions of posters, beautifully framed, like a little museum. So that I love.
See, that's cool. Yeah, that's fun. Uh, that was one of the biggest things that we had. So wait, do you still like popcorn?
I never even ate popcorn before I opened the theater. It's okay. Popcorn's okay.
So real quick, how long have you had Row?
6 years.
6 years. Okay. I only worked at a theater for 3 years.
Hmm.
I can't stand popcorn. Like
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore, man. Like
Not. I mean, there's so many. If I was to rank foods I want to eat, like right this second, would it make the top 100? Probably
right?
not.
It's
Yeah.
it's like mm. So you layer your popcorn, yeah, when you're
Oh,
serving
with
it?
butter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Our largest, we put the butter in between, of course.
So only on your largest? Man, we did there are so many times that it was just like, "Do you want popcorn?" and be like, "Yeah." Be like, "Some people don't." Uh, and like they always wanted it layered. So we would do like half the bag, shake, 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 shake,
Oh yeah.
other, pop it
Mhm.
on top. And then there were those people that were like, "I want to put my like milk duds or raisinets or whatever inside." And you're like, "It's fine, just put them in and then I'll put it back in and then I'll put more butter and then I'll give it to you. Just eat it
You
at
only
the
get
same
those guests.
time."
You only get that guest when there's a long line. You
Oh
never
yeah,
get those.
no.
You never get those requests when they're the only people in
Yeah,
line.
you'll never get that like on a Wednesday afternoon.
Hmm.
Never. That's always, Saturday matinees, like that 4 p.m. slot, and everything's starting to get really crazy. That's when you'll get it.
Hmm.
And that's when, the CO2 will go out, like in the middle of
Of
a
course.
rush, like in the middle of a set. That's when everything happens.
Hmm.
Oh man. I'm sorry, I could talk about working in a movie theater.
Yeah,
That was
I actually
for
do have to get going in a couple minutes, unfortunately.
Oh
So,
yeah, no worries at all. I was actually just about to wrap up. So,
mhm.
you how long is the Sweded going on for?
Yeah, so the you can make the movies until the end of the year, and then that's when we'll like go through the submissions and pick out what we want to show and put together the movie. Um, third week in January, I think mid-January, third week in January in that range is when the film's going to be released. There's an
Gotcha.
exact I don't know the exact date yet. I don't think it's been selected, but it's coming
Okay.
soon.
But
Yeah,
as long as everybody gets everything submitted and into you guys by December 31st, you guys are good.
absolutely.
Awesome. So, guys, we still have time. We got a month right now to get everything in. So, someone out there, if you're listening, make a Starship Troopers. I'm going to try. It's going to be terrible, but someone else do it better than I did. And we'll be great. Brian, thank you so much for coming on, man. Where can everybody find you and Row House, like social media wise?
Yeah, we have Instagram's probably our best bet. It's just Row House Cinema is our Instagram handle.
Nice. And we're gonna put everything for Row House Cinema in the show notes, along with a link for all of the submission process and everything for the Sweded.
Mhm.
So you can go in and do all of that. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Cain. You can find the podcast on Instagram at What's Up Fandom, on Twitter at What's Up Fandom PC. All of our episodes available, iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and on our website, animationstationpodcast.com. Brian, again, thanks so much for coming on. This is great.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers. Thanks for having
No
me.
problem. So for What's Up Fandom, I'm Josh.
I'm Brian.
Bye, everybody.
I'm not the leading authority on action, poetic, or using big words. But this writer is my philosophy about living in such a world, yeah. You and I got a life to live, so what's the point of living it separately?
But then from Up on Poppy Hill, it has one of my favorite quotes from one of my best friends. The whole point of that movie, you know, it's like the girl starts to like the boy, but oh no, boy may be her brother. We're putting this at the end of the episode, so it's a nice little B-roll. That happens, and he said, it's like, there's nothing wrong with incest unless you want to have kids. And I'm like, I guess, but